How's it, everybody? Welcome to the Umpire's Call. My name is Alistair, and in today's episode I will be discussing and reviewing the 2020 Formula 1 World Championship 70th Anniversary Grand Prix that happened just this past weekend at Silverstone in Great Britain. Now guys, this was absolutely a much better race than the previous British Grand Prix we had the weekend before at the very same racetrack. No safety cars whatsoever, which is always a win. One car that broke down, which was Kevin Magnussen in the Haas, and that was it. But the best part about the whole weekend, apart from the fact that Nico Hülkenberg, who hasn't driven a Formula 1 car for nearly a year, qualified in third in a Racing Point Formula 1 car. Just unbelievable. I mean, he was robbed of the opportunity of being able to race in the British Grand Prix the weekend before because I believe there was some sort of a clutch problem with his car, which means that the team wasn't able to start the engine before the race, and he wasn't able to then race at all. It was so unfortunate to see that he didn't have the opportunity to do so, but to qualify in third is a fantastic result. Of course, you know, we had the Mercedes number 1 and 2, Hülkenberg in 3, and then Max Verstappen in 4th place. And again, the Ferraris just woeful qualifying in a car that I believe has potential to offer so much more. Really, what it comes down to, you know, I don't think many people could really say apart from Ferrari. According to Vettel, he has no idea, you know, which is just absolutely shocking. But the race itself was fantastic. I mean, we finally got to see, we got to see Bottas and Hamilton, for that matter, really have to race for the points. At the end of the day, we know the results quite clear. Max Verstappen, who drove the socks out of his Aston Martin Red Bull racing car, came in first place, followed very closely then by Valtteri Bottas and Lewis Hamilton, with Charles Leclerc finishing in 4th place, who did very well for one stop in a car, again, that really has so little performance compared to the top end of the cars, even more so behind maybe the likes of McLaren and even Racing Point to a certain degree. So he did very well there. Sebastian Vettel, when is Ferrari going to get their return on investment in this driver? When? You know, it's not like we're asking him to do much, just, I don't know, win a couple of races. But I mean, really, to finish in 12th place, 12th, from a Ferrari and a 4-time Formula 1 World Champion. It's unheard of. It is just mind-boggling how we can be in this sort of position. But needless to say, it was just such a good race. We got to see get cars stuck in. I think Alex Albon did absolutely brilliantly to finish up at, I believe it was in 7th place, when at one point he was all the way at the back of the grid. Just goes to show that he honestly deserved his place in the Red Bull Racing team when he replaced Pierre Gasly, who has been doing very well himself in the AlphaTauri. And I know a lot of people have been questioning whether he should be back at the Red Bull team because he's been performing rather well, but I don't think that's the case. I think it is an absolutely fantastic decision that Alex Albon has been given the Red Bull seat and has been able to maintain it through some very good performances. So obviously, he isn't anywhere near the sort of pace that, and maybe even talent for that matter, that Max Verstappen is able to provide for the team, though, just driving the most fantastic races, you know, we have seen from him in quite some time. I believe it was his 9th Formula 1 Grand Prix win, which is fantastic for him. I do believe that he has the potential to be a Formula 1 World Champion in the years to come. Same could be said for Charles Leclerc. Both of them drove together when they were young, pretty much came up through the ranks. So obviously Max Verstappen seemed to show somewhat more potential, and Red Bull obviously gave him the opportunity. I believe it was the youngest Formula 1 driver, or still is, and then not too long ago, you know, Charles Leclerc then came through and is now obviously at Ferrari, which is just fantastic. So hopefully we will one day see the likes of Verstappen and Leclerc, similar to the Alain Prost, Ayrton Senna type era, you know, maybe even James Hunt and Niki Lauda, sorry. So no, absolutely fantastic result. I really thought the race was good. The strategies were amazing. I just find it absolutely unbelievable that the heat at the Silverstone Race Track was just unprecedented for a for the Great Britain at this time of the year. Yes, it does get warm, but it has been, I think, unusually hot in Great Britain when this race was, in fact, being raced. But the way the Mercedes, how much they struggle to maintain their tyres during a unusually hot racetrack is just amazing. They're the only team really this weekend that struggled to that degree with their tyres, where they had to change them so often and had to manage their loads that much more carefully. And I think that, apart from some other factors that went in the way of Max Verstappen, allowed for him to win this race. And it was just absolutely fantastic to see. I was so entertained by this race, so much more than the previous race, because not only did we have the safety car, which at times can be interesting, but if it goes on for too long and too often can just take away from the natural fluidity that we normally see from racetracks, in the sense that we just see the cars go out there, the racers do their thing, and not really be too interfered by stops and goes and pit stops and tyre changes. Just let them go out and do what they do best. So it was just an absolutely fantastic result. I'll give this a nod out, one of the best races we've seen definitely this calendar year, and hopefully we'll have to have a few more come up during the course of the season and allow us to see some races of that nature. Other than, guys, we can't really say much. Again, not much happened apart from obviously just the fantastic results that came during the course of the race. So yeah, guys, that's just my verdict of the race. Hopefully we'll then be able to see the next one, I believe, at the Spanish Grand Prix, so do tune in for that. The Spanish Grand Prix is usually one to watch, so it's quite a tight track. It doesn't maybe have quite the same straight line speed that we'd see from the likes of Silverstone, but it is a very good race nonetheless. Obviously, Carlos Sainz, being his home Grand Prix, is definitely going to want to put in a good performance, and I have no doubt that the McLarens will be able to achieve the sort of results I might be hoping for, with the likes of course, Racing Point, Ferrari, Red Bull, Mercedes, the usual suspects. So otherwise, guys, thanks very much for taking the time to watch this video. I really hope you did enjoy it. Please remember to hit the like button if you've enjoyed the video you've seen today. Please also remember to hit the subscribe button if you've enjoyed the videos I've posted in the past, so that you'll be automatically reminded for all future videos that I'll be posting going forward. Otherwise, guys, have a good day. Cheers.